We learned about one-to-one relationship between two entities in great detail in our previous lectures. Now we are going to learn about one-to-many relationships. An example of one-to-many relationship will be the relation between the user table and the tweet table. So in the user table, we are storing all the user related data. And whenever a user will make a tweet, we will store that tweet in the tweet table. Now one user can make multiple tweets. So from the user table, we can have multiple related tweets for a given user. So here we have a one-to-many relationship from user to tweet. One user can have multiple tweets in the tweet table. So for example, here we have an example of user table where we have 5 users, and we also have this tweet table where we have 5 tweets. Now if you see, the first tweet and the third tweet is made by the same user. So here in the tweet table, we are storing the user ID of the user who has made that tweet. So here you can see this first tweet and this third tweet is made by the same user with user ID 1. So here, if we see the relation of tweet to user table, two tweets have the same user in the user table. So one user here, he has made multiple tweets. In this example, he has made 2 tweets. So from the user table, we have one-to-many relationship here. One user has multiple tweets in the tweet table. The opposite of one-to-many is many-to-one. And whenever we have a one-to-many relationship between two tables, in the reverse, we will also have many-to-one relationship. So from user to tweet, we have one-to-many relationship. But from tweet to user, we will have many-to-one relationship. Many tweets can be made by one user. Here you can see in this example, there are 3 tweets which has been made by the same user. So from the tweet to user, we have many-to-one relationship. And one-to-many relationship and many-to-one relationship always go hand in hand. Now, you always need to remember that whenever we have a one-to-many relationship, the foreign key column will always be present in the table from where we have many-to-one relationship. Very important that when we have two tables where we have one-to-many relationship in one direction and many-to-one relationship in other direction, then the foreign key column will always be created on the table from where we have many-to-one relationship. In this example, we have one-to-many relationship from user to tweet, and we have many-to-one relationship from tweet to user. So the foreign key column will be created in the tweet table. The tweet table will store the user ID of the user who has made the tweet. So since from tweet to user we have many-to-one relationship, the foreign key column will be created in the tweet table. And here you can see the example of that. Here we have a user table and we have a tweet table. And in the tweet table, whenever a new tweet will be created, we are storing the ID of the tweet, the date when the tweet was created, the text of the tweet, and also the user ID of the user who has made that tweet. So this user ID column in the tweet table is the foreign key column, which is storing the ID, the primary key from the user table. And in this way, we have related user table and tweet table. From the user to tweet, we have one-to-many relationship, and from tweet to user, we have many-to-one relationship. And since from tweet to user, we have many-to-one relationship, the foreign key column is created in the tweet table. I hope this point is clear. So now let's go ahead and let's learn how we can implement one-to-many and many-to-one relationship between two entities. Let's go to VS Code. And in this NestJS application, what I have done is in the tweet folder, I have created a tweet entity. Just to save some time, I have already did this. And if you see this tweet entity, this is a class which is decorated with @entity decorator, and this makes this tweet class an entity class. In there, we have this ID column, which is a primary generated column. We have this text field where we are going to store the tweet text, and it is of type text because a tweet can have variable length. If you want, you can also specify varchar and you can set the maximum length of a tweet. But I'm going to keep it as text. Then we also have this image field. So let's say with the tweet, if the user also wants to upload an image in that tweet, we are also going to allow that. And for now, I have set its type as string. In this image field, if we want, we can go ahead and we can store the URL of the image, or in future, if we decide to store the binary data of that image, then at that time, we will change the type of this image field. But for now, I'm going to keep it as string. And along with these fields, we also have the created at field decorated with created date column. So whenever a new tweet record is created in the tweet table, this created at field is going to store the date and time when that record was created. And whenever a tweet will be updated, let's say the tweet text or the tweet image has been updated, at that time, we are going to store the updated date of that tweet in the updated at column. And that's why we have decorated it with updated date column. So whenever a tweet will be updated, the updated date and time will be stored in this updated at field. Now here what we want is, we want to relate this tweet with our user entity. Whenever a tweet will be made, it will be made by a user. So we also want to store which user has made that tweet. For that, I'm going to create a new field called user, which is going to be of type user entity. And to use this user entity, we need to import it from user entity file. Okay. Now, from tweet table to user table, we have many to one relationship. In the tweet table, we can have multiple tweets created by the same user. So from tweet to user, we have many to one relationship. And to specify that, all we have to do is we have to decorate this field with many to one, because between the tweet table and the user table, we will have many to one relationship. Between the tweet entity and user entity, we will have many to one relationship. Multiple tweets can be created by a single user. So that's why we have many to one relationship. Now here, we also need to pass an argument where we will return the entity with which we want to create the relation. In this case, the entity is user. Okay, and then we are also going to specify on which field in the user table we want to create the tweet. So for each user in the user table, we are going to create a field in the user table. So there we will add a tweet array. So we will say tweets. Now this field we have not created on the user entity. We are going to create that. Okay, so basically between the tweet and the user, we have many to one relationship. And here we are going to link this tweet entity with the user entity using this tweets property in the user entity. So let me also go ahead and let me open user entity here. And in there, after this profile, we are going to create another property called tweets. Now, why I'm calling it as tweets? Because one user can have multiple tweets. And the type of this is going to be an array of tweet. Okay, so here we are using the tweet entity. To use it, we need to import it from tweet entity file. And one user can have multiple tweets. So here, this tweets is going to be an array of tweet. And from user to tweet, we have one to many relationship. So we are going to decorate it with a decorator one to many. Remember, from user to tweet, we have one to many relationship. And from tweet to user, we have many to one relationship. And to this one to many, again, we need to pass a callback function which should return the entity with which we are creating the relation. In this case, the entity is tweet. And here also, we need to specify the column, the field in the tweet entity with which we want to relate this user entity. So we will pass another callback function. This callback function is going to get each tweet. So here this is not tweets, this is tweet. So for each tweet, we want to relate this user entity with tweet.user. Let's save the changes here. Let's go back to tweet entity, and there that error should be gone. So from the tweet, we want to create a relation with user entity using this tweets field, because one user can have multiple tweets. And now, as I have mentioned earlier, whenever we have one to many relationship and many to one relationship in opposite direction, and that will be always the case whenever you have a one to many relationship between table A and table B, you will have a many to one relationship from table B to table A. And that's why here we don't need to specify a join column decorator. If you remember, when we created a one-to-one relation, there we had to use this join column decorator to specify on which table we want to create a foreign key column that we specified using join column. But here we do not need to specify the join column, because here in this case, when we have many to one relationship with an entity, in this case the user entity, a foreign key column will be created on the tweet table, because from tweet table to user table we have many to one relationship. So a foreign key column will automatically get created on the table from where we have many to one relationship. In this case, we have many to one relationship from tweet to user. So a foreign key column will automatically get created on the tweet table. We don't need to add any join column decorator for that. Whereas if I save the changes, let's go to PG admin, and there, let's go to the tables, and currently we have two tables. Let me refresh this tables folder. All right, the table is not created. That's because, let's go to tweet module, and there we also need to use type orm module dot for feature, and here we are going to pass an array, and we need to import the tweet entity here. So here we have the tweet entity. We also need to import it from this tweet entity file in order to use it here. And now if I save the changes, now it should create a tweet table also. So let's go ahead and let's refresh this tweets folder one more time, and you will see, I mean the table folders, and you will see that now we have three tables, and one of the table is this tweet table. And if I expand this tweet table, and if we expand the column of this tweet table, you will see that in that tweet table we have ID, text, image, created at, updated at, and along with that we also have the user ID. So this user ID field is automatically created on this tweet table, and this user ID field is our foreign key column in this tweet table, which is going to store the user ID from the user table. And if I expand the user table, here there should not be any change. So you will not see any tweet ID column added here, because that will not happen. So always remember that from the table from where we have many to one relationship, the foreign key column gets created in that table. Okay. All right. So with this, we have created a one-to-many relation between user and tweet, and many-to-one relation between tweet and user. Now, in the next lecture, let's learn how we can create new tweets with a user, and also how to fetch all the tweets created by a given user. This is all from this lecture. If you have any questions, then feel free to ask it. Thank you for listening, and have a great day.